What's up, riders? Ol Man Ronin here, and welcome back to the channel. Yeah, we're cruising through the little town of Granville, Ohio, and I'll tell you what, this is a beautiful little town. But that's not what this video is about. We're going to talk to you about the CL-X700 by CFMoto. Stay tuned. That's a pretty little town, man. I'll tell you what. Denison College is here, and we actually have a couple of really cool places we like to come here, and I'll take you to it sometime. But there's a place called Hashi, which actually has some of the best sushi in this, in this part of Ohio. I mean, it's not Columbus, but it's really, really good sushi. And even better than that, there's a place called Three Tigers Brewing that has some fantastic Vietnamese style food, because I really love my Asian foods. But also Granville Brewing is another place that's one of my favorite places to go, because I actually take the food truck there. So this is a cool town. If you ever get a chance to, if you get to Columbus, Ohio, or if you're in Zanesville, Ohio, or any of the neighboring areas, you need to come to Granville, because it's got some really cool stuff, man. And beautiful little town, little college town, and like I say, Iron Lady and I come over here all the time. But I thought I would take you up this road here, because it's got some pretty scenery, and it's heading back to Mid-Ohio Powersports, where the CFMoto where they lent me the bike for the week, and I've been riding it a lot. I have to admit, I enjoy this bike. There's a couple things that I wish were a little different, and we've talked about that in the first impressions. It was the urine sample. Nice. And also the seat. The seat is not the most comfortable thing in the world. However, again, being a first impressions and not a review, it may break down a little bit and be more comfortable as it goes. But as a first impression, it's like, maybe I'd like a little bit different. But it is what it is, and we'll have to see. I'm sure they have accessories, and if not, then you can do some other things, or just get off the bike every so often, because your butt gets numb. Your butt gets numb. How many times has that happened to you on motorcycles? Especially Sportsters, guys. Now my Royal Enfields, it doesn't happen. See what I did there? But we're heading up 661 and heading towards Mount Vernon, Ohio. And like I say, I thought I'd take a little bit different approach, coming from the southwest heading up there, as opposed to the southeast where I live, just to get more time on the bike and enjoy some of the scenery and talk to you a little bit about this particular motorcycle. But as far as the CFMoto being a company, I do know for a fact that all motorcycle engines by KTM that are under I think 650 or 700, we're going to do an interview with the owner of Mid-Ohio Powersports on his take on CFMoto and what it means to him to be a dealer of this motorcycle brand when we get up there. And I hope you guys enjoy that. It'll be a different perspective, not a buyer's perspective or a owner's perspective or a rider's perspective, but a guy who actually sells them, and why he decided to buy them. I mean, he has Royal Enfield, he has Honda, he has Kawasaki, he has Yamaha, and he has Suzuki, plus I think some electric bikes as well too. But he's been selling CFMoto 4x4s for a long time, and we'll let him talk, and let's put that interview in there right now. As promised, we're here with Dave at Mid-Ohio Powersports, and he's the Central Ohio CFMoto dealer, and we want to talk to him about his experiences with CFMoto and, any issues or non-issues we may have. Dave?
Very good. Well, we've been a dealer about 1.5 years now. We started with their four-wheel product, which is ATVs and side-by-sides. We've sold a bunch of their product, had a lot of experience with the company already, and they've been very good to work with. I would say the relationship and the way they handle things is probably similar to Kawasaki, if I had to judge. And we consider them to be a very good company to work with.
Well, that's one of the things that, I know that the 4x4 stuff has been around a long time for CFMoto.
Right.
And it's really popular in this particular area, and you get a lot of great comments on the 4x4 stuff. So when they got into the motorcycle world, what was your thoughts and processes on bringing them on board with, you're primarily a Royal Enfield and the four major Japanese brands?
That's correct. Well, you know, I approach anything new with a measure of skepticism. My background is a banker, and the math has to prove itself. So I went to a dealer meeting last fall in Minneapolis with CFMoto, and the idea was what's going on with the bikes. They allowed us to ride them all last fall, and I came away from that very impressed. This is a serious entry into the U.S. and world market with these bikes. They're well built, they're well designed. You know, you're talking a company here that's been around 30 some years.
30 years, okay.
They've been in the Powersports business about half that time, a little bit more.
Okay.
They are in 100 countries. They have 3,000 employees. They have 3,000 dealers. There's 500 dealers in the U.S. There's several here in Ohio.
You see, that's one of the things when I first saw it, I was completely unfamiliar with it, and you said, hey, we got this brand, and I mean, this is the bike I've been riding for the last week or so, and I really do enjoy it. It's quick. I shouldn't even say quick, it's fast. Normally quick are bikes that not really that fast. This is fast. So I get a kick out of it for a 700 cc engine. It does a really good job.
When you look at these bike designs, including this CL-X, it's a creative design. Look at the way it, you know, they've crafted it. It's really a beautiful design.
Now, who actually designed this bike? Because I've heard a couple different things.
There is a design and engineering team here in this country in Minneapolis. They were very involved in the four-wheeler. They were somewhat involved in this, maybe a little less, because that team was built to design four-wheelers.
Right, right.
But there was a lot of U.S. input into these products. What should it be? How should it look? How should it function? What's important? You know, the important is that it's a quality bike, that it's going to run on the roads in the U.S.
Right.
So I think it's a great collaborative effort between people in the U.S. and people in China.
And what you've told me, and what I've heard also as well, is these guys build engines for other companies as well too.
They do. Several years ago, they got involved with KTM, the Austrian company.
Right.
KTM's got a great reputation for building quality power sports products.
KTM, Husqvarna.
Yes, all of those. This company builds most of their road engines under 800 cc.
Wow.
In fact, the next bike coming out is an 800 cc KTM engined adventure tourer bike.
Okay.
It's already been debuted in other countries, and I think when it comes here, it's going to be a bit of a game changer.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, the Adventurer, which we have over there, and I'll insert a picture right here, guys, if you haven't seen it. Now that is, that's basically, it's related to another motorcycle, and you can tell me which one that is.
It is very similar. You could even call it a cousin to the Kawasaki Versys 650. The Adventura shares a common engine design. CFMoto purchased that from Kawasaki, as well as the 300 Ninja engine design. And that's the basis for all these bikes. That bike, I've spent some time on it. It's one of my favorites, probably very close to this one in being a favorite. It's got an excellent fairing. It rides well, it's nimble, the engine's responsive, it has the power and eco mode.
Yeah.
So
modes? What is that? No.
The ergonomics are spot on where they need to be, and it comes with luggage that will fit a full-size helmet.
Oh, well, you can't beat that with a stick.
Oh yeah. So yeah, great bikes. So.
Well, I really appreciate it, Dave. Like I said, I had a blast on this bike. It's I really get a kick out of it. It's the design fact that I liked. It's just the way that they incorporated the frame right around the tank, and it's a beautiful motorcycle, guys. Well, let's continue on with the video. But let me give you my perspective on this bike. As somebody that's ridden it well over 100 miles, better than our first impressions, and I have to say that it is absolutely a blast to ride. You know, when we first did the video, we said, you know, is it a scrambler? And it has the MT60s from Pirelli on it, but it's not a scrambler. And the first giveaway is the fact that it has the pipes hanging down below the frame. That's a big no-no in scramblers, man, because the first thing you're going to do is you're going to crush those pipes if you hit a log or a rock. So that's a big no-no. If you wanted to make a scrambler out of this, I'm sure you could. I mean, you could pretty much make a scrambler out of everything except a chopper with a really large rake. And I guess you could that too. Because there's somebody out there is going to say, no, I did that. I took my Sugar Bear. I don't know if you guys know what Sugar Bear is. Let me put a picture of a Sugar Bear front end in it. I took my Sugar Bear front end Harley and I made a scrambler out of it. And I'm sure somebody out there's done it, because if you've seen some of the weird ass looking bikes on the market these days, woohoo!
Nice.
I'm sure it's been done, but wow, is this not beautiful? This is one of the reasons why I wanted to take you on this road. And I don't think I've ever filmed on this road before. Maybe I have with Iron Lady, but I'm not certain. So it's beautiful, this Ohio countryside. It's a little cool this morning. I think when I started it was 55 degrees, and I'll put the centigrade up in the corner up there. But it's a beautiful day. This thing does have cruise control, so let's engage it and see what happens. I'm going to switch her into eco mode, cruise control on, and let's hit at 56 miles an hour. Let's hit set and see what happens. Then we'll do the same thing with sport. But what I'm getting at is I really do enjoy riding this motorcycle. I used to ride this style of motorcycle back in my early 20s, just like, you know, I told you before, I had the Suzuki's, the GS1100 ES, and of course we had the 550s and things like that. But I'm telling you, those type of things, those type of motorcycles were more of a sport style bike or a naked style bike. They didn't have a lot of plastic on it, and I'm not a big fan of plastic on motorcycles, you guys know, and I like simple stuff. Well, the cruise control looks like it's doing fine in the eco mode. Let's knock it off, and let's go to the sport mode and do the same thing. Let's see, we're in sport now. That is quite a difference. When you hit that button and you're cruising, it'll throttle up on you a little bit, so you have to be prepared for that. So let's set the cruise control at the same speed, 55, where we at, and see what happens. There it is. So the cruise control set in the sport mode at 55. Yeah, I'm running. It did drop there a little bit. Now it's coming back, but it doesn't seem to be much different. I thought maybe it would be coming up a hill there a little bit. I really don't like to use cruise control, which, well, to be honest with you, I don't have any bikes that have it on right now. I don't like to use it on back roads because I need to be able to throttle down immediately. But I also wanted to show you what it would do. All right, we're going to get out of it, just because I don't really want to ride that way. And we'll put her back into eco mode. I want to give you guys, you know, again, I'm not a mode guy, so I kind of want to show you in these videos how the mode operation works. And so that's why we're going to be doing a little bit more than I normally would. If I was riding every day on this motorcycle, I would probably just keep her in sport. No, I would keep it in sport all the time. One of the things I love to do when I'm riding is be looking around, and did you see that? That's right, guys, it's time for another Ol Man Ronin giveaway, and this month we're giving away Duracoating coatings. And if you guys aren't familiar with that, if you guys have seen some of my restored Harley Davidsons, you know that, man, I'm all about the bling, baby. I love the shine, and when I bought the bikes, they were not. So what I did is I use in particular on the brushed aluminum and the chrome, I use their Duracoating metal polish, and man, it'll take, unless it's heavily pitted, man, it'll take the rust and the oxidation right out, and I highly recommend it. Plus they have a bunch of different waxes and polishes for your metal surfaces and also your tires. So you guys need to check out their line. But if you want to win some, make sure you are a subscriber. Make sure you comment below. Tell me what time you saw a little Ronin go by there, and send me an email. And the email address is olmanronin@gmail.com. Well, as far as my final thoughts on the CX700, I really do love this motorcycle. I love the way it handles. I love the way it rides. I'm not a big fan of the seat, like we mentioned before. The looks, This is one of the prettiest motorcycles I've ever seen. For the naked style, I think this thing is freaking beautiful. Now, of course, it is a personal preference thing. I know a couple guys said, I think it's ugly. And that's cool. You can think whatever you want. I mean, I ain't your mama. Nope. And I ain't your daddy. Nope. So you can think whatever you want. But for this guy here, I really do love the way this bike looks. And I think that that's one of the most important factors. And also, it's relatively inexpensive too. Well, I do know it's under $7,000 as the manufacturer's suggested retail price. And you can't go wrong with that, baby. Especially with the price of motorcycles today. Well, unless you're buying a Royal Enfield or a CFMoto. And I can't wait to get the next bike. What we're going to do is we're going to go up here and trade. And we're going to give you a little preview of what that motorcycle is right now. Yeah, we're on the 2022 Kawasaki W800 in the standard edition. But we're out here and we're going to do a first impressions video on this. And I'll tell you what, I think you guys are going to be surprised what I really think of this motorcycle, because you'll find out. Stay tuned. Well, as far as the CFMoto, guys, you know what I like about it. You know the things I don't really care about it. You know, we always go back to the urine specimen. But if you did enjoy this video and enjoyed the interview with Dave up there at Mid-Ohio Powersports, make sure you give us a big thumbs up. Make sure you subscribe, hit that bell notification button, share and comment. You know I read all the comments and comment on as many as I possibly can. Well, until next time, guys, ride safe and keep her on two wheels, baby. I'm gonna shit it and get it now. Woohoo!